Okay, we're gonna go ahead and smoke up some St. Louis ribs. So went out to the store and picked up 2 packages. Then after I get them, I'll open them up. Obviously there's gonna be some trimming that you'll need to do. I like to trim off some of the fat and extra skin that they have. A lot of people will save this up and they'll smoke it up at the same time and then put them in for beans or something. We do the same thing. We'll save it for some beans. But here I trimmed off some of the fat on the end of it as well. Now I'll pull them up, the skin, with paper towels. Get some dry paper towels and the skin will come up pretty easily. And then I'll also come through and sometimes I'll trim off some of the additional fat just to make them render down good. Here's what it looks like when it's all done, the front, and here's the back side of it as well. I love to use Eat Barbecue, and this is the sweetness that we use. I'll buy it by the big bag. And I'll go ahead and I'll dust it on the back and the front. I don't use a binder most of the time because it's going to be wet enough it'll pretty much stick to it. My daughter bought me this coffee rub. It adds another layer of flavor. So then I'm going to follow through and add that to both of the ribs as well, the front and the back. And I'll generate them or dust them very nicely as well. So here they are. They're in a pan, already both dusted up. I like to let them sit for about 30 minutes just to kind of sweat out, let that rub kind of soak into them. I'll be cooking these on my Green Mountain Gym buoy. Here they are right before I put them on the grill. Sometimes I'll put them on an elevated rack, but I didn't. Here I captured the temperature, 59 degrees outside, right at 12 o'clock noon. Got them on, put them on. I'll rotate these around as well from time to time. Use my meter for this, and most of my cooks, I just love to use the meter. This is the Meter Pro block. And here I put them on here at 1225. You can see the internal temp. You can measure them. It kind of gives you some guesstimates. I started them at 180 on the grill. I'll do that for just a couple of hours. And here's the 2-hour mark. 2 hours just to kind of help sweat in the rubs. Now I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to 225 on the grill temperature. Here they look right as I bumped them up. Here's the grill temp finally came up. Just only took 6 minutes or 6 or 8 minutes to come up to 225. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my spritzer ready. And my spritzer, these are great to use. But I'll go ahead and I'll use apple juice. And on this cook here, I mixed up 2 cups, but I really only needed 1 cup. But I made a big batch. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour that into my sprayer. And then I'm going to go ahead and use apple cider vinegar, and I'll mix that in with that apple juice. And in this instance, I used 1 cup, but I really only needed a half a cup. Cut my liquids in half for the next cook because I didn't use it all. But here they are right at that time, getting ready right before I spritz them. And again, I'll rotate these around from time to time just because you're going to have a hot end on the right side of my grill. And I'll put the hot and the cold. Here I'm going ahead, I've already rotated them. I'm spritzing them again. I'll spritz them every 30 minutes or so, or hour. Here's the meter temp at 341 at 169 temp. So now I'm going to get ready to wrap these guys. Once I hit that 160, 170 mark, 165 mark. So I use some brown sugar. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll get my tin foil laid out. Then I'll open it up, I'll double foil it. And then I've got a half a cup of brown sugar I put on here. And I'll spread it out just to make sure it's kind of evenly dispersed. Then I love to use the honey. Now, you could use any honey, but whatever you got, just go ahead and I'll put that honey on there. Sometimes I'll also drizzle some butter on here just to add some more flavor to it. But I got the honey down here, so here's the ribs off the grill. I'm going to go ahead and lay them with the meat side down, the bone side up on top of these foils. Then I'm going to use the Blues Hog Champion blend. There's a bunch of different flavors, but then I'll go ahead and drizzle that over the top of the bones just to kind of add another layer of flavor. Okay, and here they are. Then, of course, I still got my meter probes in here. It's kind of tricky when you're wrapping them up with the meter probes. You got to make sure you don't keep the meter probe on the high end. In other words, all the juice will leak out. So you can see here, I've got them wrapped up. They are double foil wrapped. And get ready to go back on the grill. Okay, they're back on the grill. I always put a layer of foil down just because it's kind of cleaner to get them out. After 5 hours, let's see, the first one's done after 5 hours at 195. Then the second one got done here another 10 minutes later. Here's the graph. Again, the meter probes give you all the graph codes. You can see their temperatures and everything. I do like to rest everything, all my meats in a Canberra. You can buy these online. They're super great. But rest a minimum of 1 hour on my ribs just to kind of let them flavors and the juices come back into the meat, let that kind of relax them. Here's the ribs as they're done, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these bad boys up. They turned out really great. My wife prefers a fall off the bone rib, so if you want them fall off the bone, you may want to take them up to like a 210. I think I took these up to like a 2.5, 205, something like that, 203. They're going to have some carryover inside the Cambria, but this is all the ribs. And they were so juicy and so good. Okay, well, I hope you liked the video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and everything. KC Barbecue Junkie. Thank you.